I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and in this episode, I want to provide you with a tutorial on how to sync footage within Premiere. So I'm going to be using footage from my second feature film, Autumn into Fall, that I'm currently working on as the basis for it, right? And so there's some new stuff that we had shot, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We shot using 2 cameras, so all the footage is labeled according to the scene number, the camera, the shot, and the take, right? So that's what you see. And then we have the raw audio from that day as well, okay? So what I'm going to first start with is I'm going to click and drag all the footage into it, and yes, I'm going to change the settings for the sequence according to the video footage. So I'm going to go ahead and put those right in there. Okay, so we have all that, right? And then we're going to put in the audio as well. So we have that done, right? One of the first things that I like to utilize is what's called Plural Eyes. So Plural Eyes is a third-party software. It does cost money, but I like it because what it allows me to do is to sync up things fast and also overall, right? So it'll just take all of this and sync it up. Now, the thing about it, so I've launched it, I'm gonna click synchronize, and it's gonna do this. Now, there are drawbacks to it, which you will see in a moment, but overall, I like it because even if it's not perfect and even if it can't do everything that I needed to sync, at least it does the bulk of the work. And it gives me a good launch pad to then be able to work off of, right? So you, like I said, you'll see what I mean in a moment. So now the footage is sunk up and good to go. Now, what you can see, the drawback is it also re-imports new things that it didn't sync up or it switched up, and then it creates new sequences. The new sequence is not that annoying. The newly imported stuff, yeah, that is a bit annoying. So for me, what I'm going to do to get myself organized, I'm going to create a bin, and I'm going to call it sync, and just for now, throw everything in there, okay? And I'm gonna work off of this sequence, the one that's, quote, synced, right? And what I'm gonna start to do is kind of look at what did get synced up versus what didn't, right? So I'm gonna take a look at everything, and so here basically, just from experience, I know that this stuff, right, it gets highlighted in pink because it did not get synced up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to click this stuff and delete it, right? And essentially what I'm going to go ahead and do is go through and figure out what hasn't been sunk up yet. So one of the things, if you'll notice on mine, is that I have 4 folders of audio recordings, right? And each of them has 4 tracks. So meaning that during one take, it has 4 channels of audio. And what I like to do, just to give you some context further, is I'll let audio run for entire scenes. I won't cut audio, but I will cut video, right? And so that's why I only have 4 versus having the large number of video takes. So what I'm gonna first do is figure out what audio is what. And you know, right now in this timeline, you can see we have track 01, but we only have 1 track of audio for it, even though there's supposed to be 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag these in and just align them up underneath. So that way now everything there is good. And I'll get rid of this one because I don't need it. And now we'll worry about the video side of it later. First, we're worrying about strictly audio, right? So then that was track 1 of the audio. This should be, okay, this is track 4, okay? So, and just for my own benefit, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move track 4 to the end right here because I know it's the last one, right? So, cool. I'm gonna drag all of these in here. And then once again, align them, even though that one's a dead track. And there we go, right? So we're just gonna make sure everything's lined up and good to go. And then this should be either 2 or 3. This one's 3. So we'll take that. I'll throw it here and then put it in. All right, so there we go. And I'll just line these up to make sure everything's good to go. Cool. Okay, so then we notice that we don't have track 2 now. So track 2 looks like a dud. It's only about 31 seconds. So that's a dud, right? Okay, so we're not missing it. We don't need it. So now we focus on the video side of things. So it looks like we got camera A lined up. So let's start with camera A. So this is scene 30. So we have scene 30, camera A, A1, right? So, okay, that one's lined up. And then just to double check what these are. Okay, so it didn't take 2. So we need to find take 2. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it into video track 3 so I know that, okay, I need to line that up, right? And then take 3. So what we're going to do is now just kind of take a quick listen back. Okay, so that looks correct even though it's not a full take. Then we'll spot check this one. That should be in the correct one. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, that one's good. Okay, and that one's good, right? So it is indeed just these 2 that we have to fix. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to copy just these. I'm just going to place them at the end, okay? And I'm going to move this back. And so this is now where the other trick of it is, right? So what I'm going to do first is select all of these and click synchronize. So this is a very powerful tool within Adobe Premiere. You don't need a third party, so it already comes with your software. And if I click it and select it as track 1, then it should line up automatically, right? It'll sync it. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't use this technique initially. Well, the reason for this is because you have to do it on an individual clip-by-clip level, right? Whereas Pluralize does it for everything, right? So that's why I like it. Now, what I'm going to do is select this, put this here, and you'll see why in a moment, because what I want to do is take this and I want to put it into here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put it into video track 2 for now. And I'm going to select audio track 2 as the destination. So I'm going to paste this in there. And by having copied the audio as well, now it's perfectly lined up of where it should go. So now if I play it, we're good, right? Now, because it is camera A, I'm going to move it into position video 1, audio 1, and you'll see why in a moment. Okay, so now that I've got this audio done, I can worry, or rather video done, I can worry about this one. And just for the sake of arguments, sometimes it does happen where it doesn't match it up because it doesn't hear fully, like in this case, right? The audio from the video is a little low. So in that instance, right, if that was the case and it wasn't syncing up properly, what you could do is click Edit Clip in Adobe Audition. Then it'll launch Adobe Audition for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up, right? So what I'm going to do, first, I'm going to select this and paste it into there so that way it's got a left and a right channel that are the same. And what I'm going to do is, it's pretty low, so I'm going to bump this up by 20 dB and save it. Boom. So now at least it has something to go off of. And what will happen is in Premiere, it'll automatically replace it. So what I'm going to go ahead and now do is now I can click this. And again, this is just assuming that it wasn't syncing before utilizing this, but I'm just going to show you that. And then now, if it wasn't before, now it should be very easy to line up. Sometimes you might get this error message, but it usually does work. So like if I actually play it back, so even though it said it didn't actually line up, I don't know why it does that, it did. So what I'm going to do again is do this to copy it. It's set for V1 and V2. I'm going to get rid of this because it's actually that one. Did I do the... Oh, I know why this is doing it, because this is camera B. So, okay, yes, that's why that's happening. That's camera B. So, camera A. So we technically need, oh, we don't have take 4 for that. Okay, so then we're all lined up, right? So all of camera A is lined up, and now we just got to worry about camera B. So, now we have one shot of camera B done, and what we're going to do is do the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place these in, and I'm going to put them on the third video level so I know that they're the ones that I need to work on. Camera A, take 3 is done. And then, so 4. And then we'll do this. And then the last one. Okay. So, sort of same thing. I'm gonna copy these and set them off to the side over here so that way I can work on them. I'm gonna get rid of the one that's already sunk, which is on V2. And instead I'm gonna focus, sort of one by one on the ones that I need. Now this one here is pretty much a dud, but well, just for the purposes I'll show you. I don't know if it'll actually sync or not. It won't. It's just a dud. There's nothing there. So I'm going to get rid of that. And what I'll do is just to, I'll move these and then just kind of separate that out. So that way, for me, visually, I know that, yes, I've taken into account camera B, take 1, but there's just nothing there. Okay, so then we'll move on and we'll do this one, right? So we'll synchronize these. Audio, couldn't find a match for that either, so we'll do the same thing with this one. We'll insert it there and say that it has no audio to match it with, right? That's what that indicates for me. So then we'll try this one. We'll synchronize it. Nothing on this one. Let's check, maybe this one does. Okay, so this one should actually be syncing, right? So with this one, what could be happening is I might need to do the edit clip in Adobe Audition, right? So here we go. We'll select this track, we'll paste it into this one, and we'll boost this up by 20 dB. Okay, save it. This will get replaced, and now it should have something to sync with. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, even though we got that message, it did move, and so now this actually should. Okay, so that did work, right? So I'm gonna do this and paste it into here as before, right? Oh, that was take, is that take 4? That is take 4. Okay, so we don't actually need that one. We already have that one. So instead, let's try to sync this one up. I might have to do the audio clip render, but let's see. Okay, so just to save myself some time, I'm going to select all of these and click Edit Clip in Audition. And so now it'll take all of these and throw them into Audition. And I'll just quickly go through, put those in, raise this by 20, save it, do that for the rest of them that aren't done. Save this, and this should be the last one, because the other two are the previous ones that I've done. Okay, yeah, okay. So now all those are replaced, and now it should have a better sync point. Okay, so now it gave me that error, but it didn't move the audio, but it didn't move the video. So I'm going to unlink these, and technically the audio should be matched, and if I move the audio there, then we should be good. All right, so that actually works. So it's one of those things that it's kind of annoying at times, but if you just work it, it does, you know, it does work over time. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these down one more just so I have a clear space here. And the reason for that is if I try to paste in as is, it would overwrite the audio here. So I'm going to line it up here. Boom, it pasted it there. So that one's good to go. And now those are matched up. And just for the sake, I'm going to get rid of these because I already, you know, the ones on video track 3, because those I already have over there, and I can see which ones need to be finished out. So we'll return here, get rid of this, push that back, and sync up the final 2, right? So here we go. Boom, we got the error message, but it did actually sync them, right? So we can check it visually. And that works, right? So that's sunk. So we'll take this, we'll copy it. It's a lot of rinse, wash, repeat type stuff, right? Oh, and I'm gonna move that up to audio track 2. That way keeping audio track 3 clear. We're aligned here, boom, paste that in. That way we're lined up, nudge that up, and do the final one, right? At least for scene 30. So do this one final time, boom, synchronize, we'll probably get an error. We got the error. Let's split these up, but if I unlink them, move this one here, they should line up. Okay, and we're lined up. So we're gonna paste the last and final one. I'll get rid of all of these, and we'll be good. Boom, right? So now these are lined up. Let me check this one. Not sure why these aren't, but it doesn't matter. It's technically a dud, so that's okay. Okay, so now these are all lined up and good to go. I'll just move this audio track back up, and I'll do the same for the rest of these. All right, that's literally what I'm going to do, and that's kind of it. Those are the various ways to synchronize things. Synchronizing things can be a pain in the ass, but if you just take it one by one, you can get there. And as long as you're logical about it and have a system, you'll sync up everything, no matter how many files you have. So I hope this helps. As always, if you have any questions or thoughts of your own, please comment down below or hit me up on social media at Svitek. Thank you.